to do a final gear review. I've talked about my gear in a couple of other videos, but I was still tweaking things, and I promised that I would do a final gear review. So I'm going to have to do it now because I'm actually at the airport hotel, and I'll be catching a flight tomorrow morning heading to Atlanta, and I'll be checking in at the visitor center and hiking up partially up the approach trail. I'm going to spend tomorrow night actually in the lodge there, and then officially starting the trail on the 13th from Spring Mountain. So, but I promised that I would do a final gear review, and I can't wait any longer to do that because it all starts tomorrow. So I'm going to run through it pretty quickly, and I'm really just doing this because I promised, and I keep my promises, that I would let everybody know, because some people were replying to my previous videos concerns about, some of the decisions that I might make, because the last time I did a full gear review, though, I was still deciding between, certain items, and I'll let you know which ones I decided to do, and some things I was going to replace, and a few things I had. So, first of all, in my previous gear reviews, I kept talking about my new Hyperlight backpack. We'll go ahead and start with my big three. My Hyperlight backpack that I've been talking about in previous videos that I didn't actually have because I had it ordered and it was waiting for me in Dallas to pick up. And then I also got a Hyperlight fanny pack to go with that for me to put things in for quick and easy access. So that's my backpack. And I've talked about my Nemo Hornet one-person tent, which is a small tent, but I'm a small guy, and in my previous videos I've talked about how that really works well for me. And then one of the problems that I talked about, and the hack that I came up with, was the fact that when you have a rain fly like this, a lot of times this is designed to set up where you put up the body of the tent first, and then the rain fly over it. And the problem with that is if it's raining out, your tent gets wet inside while you're setting up, before you are able to put the rain fly up. But I came up with a hack using just a little bit of string, and it was like just a few cents to buy the string and get it all set up. And so I come up with a way to set up my rain fly so that I could then set up the actual body of my tent up while it's up under the rain fly, and that way keeping my tent dry. So that was a little hack that I had in a previous video that you can go back and watch if you want, of how I made this so that I could keep my tent dry if it happens to be raining. So, and then now, I kept saying that I think, I might replace my my Kelty sleeping bag that I've had for, I think, over 10 years, at least, maybe even longer than that. It's a Cosmic Down 20 degree, or actually 21 degrees Fahrenheit comfort rating. The rating is at, I guess, 21 degrees. And, I had been on some shakedown hikes, specifically the Eagle Rock Loop, and, I was kind of questioning whether or not this bike might be a little too old, and the down in it had gotten compacted as well as not insulated as well as it should be. But I've left it, it's rolled up right now because I'm getting ready to leave, but I let it out so that the down could fluff up again, and so hopefully that's will have helped it, get back to some of its insulation power. But just in case, what I've done is, previously I mentioned that I had a mummy liner, but this is just a microfiber mummy liner, doesn't have the insulation power of a silk liner. So what I did was, I went ahead and I picked up an actual silk liner, so that I could actually use both of these if I wanted. But the silk liner, the way I understand it, has more insulation power than this microfiber one. And then if I doubled them up, even better. So I'm thinking that will take care of my concerns of the backpack. But if it looks like I'm going to be, uncomfortable with this somewhere along the way, I could replace it if I have to. And then I also have, and I'm not real keen on this, but I do have an inflatable pillow that I can use. And then as far as my cushion, I did replace an old cushion that I had, an inflatable cushion with this it has a much higher R rating than the previous cushion that I had. So I think I'm going to be fine as far as my sleep system. So those are my big three. And then I got these black diamond hiking poles that I can use if I want. So, all right, next let's sort of go through my wardrobe real quick. And I've got 3 pair of socks, smart wool, and this is something well insulated. I'm not sure what brand it is, but these 2 are smart wool, and then these are higher tops, a little bit thicker insulation in case it gets really cold. I could put these on, or maybe I can wear these at night if it's really cold, whatever. Although I tend to sleep kind of warm, and my feet actually get kind of hot at night, so I kind of doubt that I'll actually need those. But I've got these socks, right? Three pairs of socks. I've got 2 pair of underwear here. Okay, and then I've got a long sleeve. This is a long sleeve shirt that I can wear. And then, oh, by the way, everything I have on now, I'll be taking on the trail. So I've got this short sleeve shirt. So I've got a long sleeve shirt, short sleeve shirt, and these pants, you know, zipper pants where I can make them shorts if I want to. And then as far as, and this is another thing, if it gets cold at night, this is a what do you call it? Icebreaker, long johns that I can wear, long pants, icebreaker to sleep in if it gets really, really cold. And then I also had an icebreaker top, but I've replaced it with this because this has a nice hood on it, and I think this will actually serve me better. I've used it, you know, on a few other hikes, and I like that one. So I think in my previous video, I wasn't sure if I was going to stay with the icebreaker top or replace it with this, and that was my ultimate decision. I am replacing that icebreaker with this one right here. So, and then as far as clothing, I've got this, actually my sister put this little patch on here, but I have this hat here that I can wear when it's cold, and then if it's in the sun, if it's a hot, you know, in the summertime, I'm not going to be wanting to wear this, so I actually have wherever it is, a baseball type cap, AT cap. It's right over here. Let me grab it. Right over here. So I can wear this. It has a little AT logo on it if I want. In the summertime, just to keep the sun out of my eyes a little bit. I also have some sunglasses. And the sun, most importantly, the sun off the top of my head so I don't get a bad burn. Okay, and then I do have a puffy coat that I'll probably be wearing, you know, through the Smokies and whenever it gets cold. This is probably might be a little too much to wear, you know, say if it's just sort of a cold evening and I'm sitting around. So I do have, I didn't put it over here, but okay, can't let that over here too. And I wasn't sure if I should bring this or not, but this packs down to next to nothing and weighs almost nothing. So I have this, it's actually for runners, and I think it's advertised as sort of like rain resistant, but it really doesn't resist that much rain. But it is a nice little windbreaker, just when it's a little chilly out and I don't want to put on my puffy coat. Like I said, you know, if I can get that into like softball size space if I want to. So I do have that I will be bringing. And then also for when it rains, rather than a raincoat, and I'm not worried about my pants, but I do have this, it's actually a poncho. The reason I like the poncho so much is that it's sort of a breeze. It doesn't zip up and you can sort of let it breathe. But also it will cover my backpack as well. That's why I prefer the poncho over a rain jacket. So, and then as far as camp shoes, I don't know, I might replace these. I thought these would be nice. These are actually just sort of some water shoes that you can wear in the water. And I thought, you know, if I felt like I didn't want to get my shoes wet, I'll talk about my shoes in a minute here, that I could, you know, stop and take off my shoes and put these on to do like a water crossing if I wanted to. And then these actually are fairly comfortable, so I thought they could also serve as a camp shoe. But, you know, this is something that I might replace along the way, along the trail, if I decide I want, you know, maybe a different type of camp shoe or something like that. So I have these. Okay, so I mentioned my shoes. I got my Topos. These have a few miles on them, but not much. I would say these probably still have less than 100 miles on them. So I'm going to start the trek with these. And I don't go through shoes very quickly, so these will probably last me for a while. So I got a feeling I'm not going to have to replace shoes more than a couple times maybe along the way. So there's my shoes. And that, as far as my apparel, I think I've covered all of that. So let's go. My cooking stuff. What I have, I actually had a few of these left over from some previous trips. I don't plan on getting these ready-made things a lot on the trail. I'm probably going to be doing other things. But I have these, so I'm going to start the trip with these. I got 3 of these, and probably, I'm assuming that at the visitor center, I'll be able to supplement what I've got here with a few more things. But I've got these things already, and for whatever reason, I found I got a bag of nuts, so I might as well bring these along too. Put those in there. And then my bear bag, of course, is up underneath all of this stuff. And then as far as utensils and things, I've got my spork here, my titanium spork. And then I saw this, and it wasn't very big, and I thought, if I ever need to open a bottle, has a couple of different types of bottle openers on here, and then there'd be like another if I ever needed a second spork or something, a shorter one. So, this is probably something that's not necessary, but I got it. And I don't think it's going to hurt anything. So I got my titanium pot here, and of course, since I'm going to be flying tomorrow morning, I don't have the gas to go with it. I'm assuming that I'll be able to pick up some gas at the visitor center, so I'll pick up the gas then, and bring a couple of lighters. Always nice to have a second one just in case it's the first one, malfunctions. You'll have a second backup, and then I've got my pocket rocket stove right here, and everything will fit inside here. Once the gas, once I get it will pop right down inside there, and all this other stuff will fit in there, just like that. And then I also got this thing. I'm not too sure how handy this is going to be, but this is like if I'm running low on a canister and I want to get another one, and it's a way that you can take sort of what, if you just have a little bit of gas left in one, you can transfer it to another canister with this little thing right here. So I've never really used this. I'm going to try it, and if it doesn't seem, worthy of me keeping around, then I'll just leave it in a box for somebody else to try, and maybe they'll find it more useful than I did, or maybe I'll find it extremely useful. We'll find out. So, and then I've got, I guess some people consider this a luxury item, but I like maybe making a little coffee or something in the morning, along with something else I'm warming up for breakfast, and a little cup that I can put some coffee in while I'm eating out of some other container. What my meal. So, like I said, some people consider that a luxury. So that's what I've got there. So I think that covers. Oh well, and then my water. I'm going to be using the Sawyer water filter, and then I've got all the stuff for like doing a back flush when I need to do the back flush. Oh, and then I've also got this thing. I'll be carrying a couple of smart bottles, and I've got this thing that actually screws into a smart bottle. It's a little straw that you can put at the top of a smart bottle and drink out of it. And in fact, I've got a little thing to hold my bottle right here. So using this straw, I can hands-free sort of drink out of that as I go along. So I don't know, maybe that's considered a luxury item too, but I got it, and I think I'll make good use of it. And any of this stuff that as I go along, if I start questioning the wisdom of bringing it, I can always leave it at a hostel somewhere for somebody else to see if it'll work for them. So I've got that, my water filtering system. So that pretty much includes all my food and stuff. Okay, and then toiletries and first aid and stuff like that. I've got some bandages in here, some KT thing in case I get a little blister, and there's some antihistamine and stuff like that, some pills that I might need, some ibuprofen right here, and then a tick remover, and toothpaste, and then this little ball here to massage my feet in the evenings, which will be good and help prevent case of plantar fasciitis or something. Okay, and then I just got this little thing to use to clean my glasses and things like that, a little thing for my glasses. And then I've got a buff here that I can use as well. So that the only thing I have left as far as toiletries, I'm using this. Actually, this is a stake designed for snow. but I'm actually using this as opposed to a traditional spade, a deuce of, what do they call the standard ones that they have. I think this is going to be a little bit easier to use if the ground is really, really hard. Somebody told me that this was going to work better. So this is what I'm using to dig my cat holes with. So, okay, so that includes all my photo tubes. Now my technology. Okay, in fact, I've never used the InReach Mini 2, but I have an InReach Mini 2, and I was actually just this morning getting that all set up, and it's a little complicated, and I'm hoping that I'll make a good friend right away on the trail who can really sort of tutor me in how to properly use the Garmin or the Garmin InReach Mini 2. So I have that I'll be carrying with me, and then I'm recording right now on my iPhone. So I'll be bringing my iPhone, and it's on a little tripod right now that I'll be bringing, so I can't show you that. But those of you that have been watching my videos in the past, you know that I have record a lot of my hikes on my Insta360 camera. So this is another camera that I'll be taking along with a selfie stick. If you've been watching my videos, one of the nice things about the Insta360 is that it actually does video 360 degrees, but it will, when it seams it together, because it's got two lenses right here that each are more than 180 degrees, covered more than 180 degrees, so that when you put them together, it allows you to seam them together seamlessly, so you barely notice where the seam is, and but it also allows you to illuminate so that you don't even see the selfie stick. So it almost looks like there's a little drone following me around if I throw it over my shoulder like this or something. And the only way you can detect this a lot of times is if there's a cast shadow that actually shows the selfie stick in the camera. Otherwise, it looks like there's somebody following me with a camera or something like that. So this is kind of a cool little camera. So I'm bringing that. And then because I've got all this stuff, and I am going to be vlogging, I originally had this, shoot, I forget what the brand is, but this Power Pack, I can't remember the brand name right now. And this is 10,000 hertz. And I was kind of wondering if that was going to be Nicor, that's the name. This Nicor 10,000 power bank. And so, just to be sure that I'm going to have what I need to keep my phone charged and my Insta360. And by the way, when I do my editing on that, if I'm not plugged into something and charging, the editing process with all this stuff actually uses a lot of the battery pretty quickly. So I was a little concerned about that. So I did. This might be a little overkill, but maybe not. I got another one, and this is a 20,000. So in total, I got 30,000 on my Nicor for my Nicor battery banks. So, and then now for doing my editing, I got these AfterShokz headset right here, and I don't listen. I know a lot of people like to listen to music and podcasts and stuff like that while they're hiking. I don't really do that much. The reason I have this is for when I'm doing the editing of my videos. If I'm in a hostel or something like that, and I don't want to disturb other people, it allows me to edit the video and audio for my videos without annoying other people that might hear the sound of the videos I'm editing. So I got that, and then just some basic cords. I got the Instinct, the Garmin Instinct, and it has its dedicated charging cable. So I got the charging cable for that, and then I've got a couple of USB-C cables right here for my the InReach uses that, and my Insta360, and then when I want to recharge my battery packs, I'll do that with these as well. So that's why I've got a couple of them. And then I've got one for my iPhone. It's not the new iPhone, so it has the old iPhone cables. Now I've got these are little mics, remote mics that I will use when I'm recording on my Insta360, because especially if it's windy or there's a lot of other maybe ambient noises or something like that, the audio works a lot remote mics. So, and then of course my little thing for charging my charging cube right here. So that covers my technology, and I think I've covered everything right now. So yeah, it gets real starting tomorrow, and this is what I've narrowed down my stuff to. And I don't have my scale with me because I didn't want to bring it, but I did weigh everything afterwards, and I believe, well, without the water, and like I said, I'm going to be having two smart water bottles that I'll be using, one for filtered and one for unfiltered water. And but without that and the food that I've got here, I think it was coming in at maybe 22 pounds, something like that. So I think I'm doing all right, and I can still do a little bit of tweaking once I get on the trail. But yeah, that's it. It's real right now. It's happening. I'm going to try to get a little bit of sleep. My plane actually takes off really early in the morning. I've got an Uber coming to the hotel to pick me up, to take me the rest of the way to the airport in the morning at 3 a.m. And it's about 8:30 right now, so I've got to get to bed. So this is what I'm taking, and yeah, we'll see how it works out. And like I said, I might do a little bit of tweaking on the trail. Actually, something else that's not in here with my food is I've got a little bit of Element. I'm not sponsored or anything like that, like a lot of the other videos where they talk about Element because their Element is paying them to talk about Element. But I've got some Element in them. And oh, that's something I meant to pick up. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. Darn, something I forgot. I was going to get some little instant coffee packets. Darn. But here again, that might be something I'll just pick up as soon as I can on the trail, whenever I can. With a little luck, they might have some of those at the visitor center as well before I take off at the Amicola Falls. So that's it. That's all I got for you. Happy trails, and we'll see you out there. Oh, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be posting every day or not. I know that that's problematic.